Hi everybody, it's Jason with MTG Masterpiece here, and today I'm finally getting around to that booster box opening. Sorry it's taken me so long. I got called into work over the weekend, kind of unexpectedly, so it's taken me a little longer to get around to doing this than I had hoped. But we're here, we're going to do this, and I hope you all enjoy. Don't forget, subscribe down below, give me a like, every little bit helps. I appreciate it. Those are the kind of things that help keep me doing these things, doing boxes for you guys, and keep putting up content. So yeah, subscribe, give me a like. Thanks. So let's break into this box. So what are we hoping for here? I'm really hoping to get some of the fast lands, and smugglers' copters are always good. Any of the planeswalkers I think will be great. And like I said in some of my previous videos, the masterpieces really are not chase cards in this, just for the fact that the likelihood of actually hitting one is so bad. Let me see about, there we go. Everybody can see the cards now. So our first rare is Multiform Wonder. For 5 of anything, when Multiform Wonder enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy counters. Pay an energy counter. Multiform Wonder gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. Pay an energy counter. Multiform Wonder gets +2/-2 or -2/+2 until end of turn for a 3/3. I don't think this is really going to see any play in Standard or any of the other formats. Could be an interesting draft card, but I don't see it actually doing anything in any of the constructed formats. Let's go to the rare here. Architect of the Untamed. Now I've played with this in draft. It's actually fairly good. It's 3 mana, 2 and a green for a 2/3 elf, artificer, druid. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, you get an energy counter. Pay 7 energy counters. Oh, I'm sorry, pay 8 energy counters. Create a 6/6 colorless beast artifact creature token. With the length of draft, you can actually get that 6/6 beast token out. And a 3 mana 2/3 is not bad. And hey, getting that energy counter every time a land enters the battlefield doesn't hurt either. Once again, I don't think it's going to see any constructed play, but Lanthnu Hellion. 2 and a red for a 4/4 haste creature. When it enters the battlefield, get 2 energy counters. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice it unless you pay 2 energy counters. Can be good in a super aggro deck. I don't think it's going to see any constructed play though. Forest and a servo token. Ooh. Got a foil prophetic prism. That's nice. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it sparkles nicely. And an Inventor's Fair. Legendary land at the beginning of your upkeep. If you gain control of 3 or more, or if you control 3 or more artifacts, you gain 1 life. Tap for colorless. And 4 and tap, sacrifice Inventor's Fair. Search your library for an artifact card, reveal it. Put it into your hand and shuffle your library. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more artifacts. I think this actually could see some play in some affinity decks. It's actually no real drawback in those kind of decks. Our land and token. And the rare is a Fateful Showdown. 2 and 2 red, instant. Fateful Showdown deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of cards in your hand. Discard all cards in your hand and draw that many cards. I don't think this is going to see any constructed play just due to everything has to set up exactly correct to make it good. But in draft and in pre-release, this actually does a lot for you. I actually lost in the pre-release event to this card. Very unforeseen, very good, actually pretty good card. Ooh, an Aether Hub. We'll go through all the uncommons later. For those of you paying attention at home, Aether Hubs are actually about $2 right now, so they're actually worth something. They're not a dead card whatsoever. And the rare is, oh, we've got a foil Weldfast Wingsmith. Pretty sweet. And rare, Electrostatic Pummeler. 3 of anything for a 1/1 artifact creature construct. When Electrostatic Pummeler enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy counters. Pay 3 energy counters. Electrostatic Pummeler gets +X until end of turn, where X is its power. I've seen actually a lot of people trying to brew with this. You can get it pretty big pretty quickly. You pay a pump spell, make it bigger, and then give it the 3 energy counters, doubling it in size. So turn 4, you can be swinging in with a 10/10 with this sucker. And it can get pretty big. We'll see what it does, though. Not quite sold on it. What else? And rare. Paradoxical Outcome. 3 and a blue, instant, returning number of target non-land, non-token permanents you control to their owner's hands. Draw a card for each card returned to your hand this way. I can see this being really good in a enter the battlefield effect kind of deck. Drawing a bunch of cards, playing the cards again, getting there, enter the battlefield effects again. And then the rare, we have Aetherflux Reservoir. 4 of anything, artifact. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. Pay 50 life. Aetherflux Reservoir deals 50 damage to target creature or player. Once again, been seeing a lot of people trying to brew with that. That'll actually probably go into my Aurora deck. Aurora Commander deck, for those of you who don't know, gains life and gains life every turn, even in the command zone. So it's not very difficult for him to get super high on life. Oh, we got a Pia Nalar. So Pia enters the battlefield. She's a 2 and a red for a 2/2. Create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. 1 and a red, target artifact creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. 1, sacrifice an artifact, target creature can't block this turn. Once again, I've seen people brewing with this. We'll see if it actually makes a splash in standard or not. It might. Lost Legacy. So 1 and 2 black, name an artifact non-land card. Search target player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles his or her library, then draws a card for each card exiled from his hand this way. Not a card that I see being worth anything or even brewed with. It's kind of a dead card. Still looking for that Smuggler's Copter. Oh, there's our foil land. And Deadlock Trap. Artifact, 3 of anything. Deadlock Trap enters the battlefield tapped. When Deadlock Trap enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. Tap and pay an energy. Tap target creature or planeswalker. Its activated abilities can't be activated this turn. Okay in draft, but once again, you still have to hit the card, and then next turn is when you can actually start tapping down that creature. So late game draw of Deadlock Trap is actually a pretty bad draw, because you don't even get to tap down the creature that you really need to tap down. All right, our first Gearhulk. Cataclysmic Gearhulk, 3 and 2 white, artifact creature construct, vigilance. When Cataclysmic Gearhulk enters the battlefield, each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents he or she controls, then sacrifices the rest. Pretty awesome. It's our first Mythic too, so we'll have to see what else we can hit in this box. Dynavolt Tower. 3 of anything, artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get 2 energy counters. Pay 5 energy counters. Dynavolt Tower deals 3 damage to target creature or player. I've also seen people trying to brew with this. We'll see if it makes a splash or not. Hopefully it does. So what has everybody else been hitting? Have you hit anything, any sweet mythics, any sweet polls? Go ahead and comment below. Sweet foil mythic. Let's take a look at that. Metallurgic Summonings, 3 and 2 blue. Enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create an XX colorless construct artifact creature token where X is that spell's converted mana cost. 3 and 2 blue. Exile Metallurgic Summonings. Return all instants and sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you control 6 or more artifacts. That's pretty sweet. Alright, and our regular rare. Smuggler's Copter. Ah, that was a pretty sweet pack. Foil Mythic and a Smuggler's Copter. 2 mana, artifact vehicle flying for a 3/3. Whenever Smuggler's Copter attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Crew 1. This card is taking standard by storm. I could see it also finding its way into some other decks, possibly modern. It's just that powerful. The ability that it loots upon the attack and the block, that's just sweet. Pretty good box so far. Let's see if we can't hit anything else. Scrap Heap Scrounger, 2 mana, artifact creature construct for a 3/2. It can't block. Pay a black and anything. Exile another creature card from your graveyard. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. And seeing people actually brew with that as well. It's a pretty interesting card to try and brew with. Pananomicon. It's an artifact or creature entering the battlefield, causes a triggered ability, or a permanent you control to trigger that ability, triggers an additional time. Actually, pretty sweet commander card. About halfway through this box here. Let's see if we can't find ourselves any more mythics. Hey, there's one. You ask and you shall receive. Aetherworks Marvel. 4 mana for a legendary artifact. Whenever permanent you control is put into a graveyard, you get an energy counter. Pay 6 energy and tap. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a card from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Once again, been seeing people try and brew with this card for standard. And knock this stuff over around here. So we've hit 2 mythics and then a foil mythic. Let's see if we can't hit any more. That's usually about your limit here in a box, but we'll see. Cultivator of Blades, 3 and 2 green. For a 1/1 elf artificer, fabricate 2. Whenever Cultivator of Blades attacks, you may have another attacking creature get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is Cultivator of Blades power. Interesting, I played with it in draft. It demands an answer in draft, but I don't think it's going to see any standard play. And Cultivator is a Caravan. 3 for a artifact vehicle 5/5. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Crew 3. Sweet pull in draft. It's 3 mana rock for any color, and then if you do manage to crew it, it's still a 5/5. So that's a pretty sweet card for draft. Easily first pickable. Keeps you in all 5 colors. Helps you mana fix. Helps you ramp if you need to. Pretty good pull. We've got Skyship Stalker, 4 mana, 3/3 flyer. Pay red. Skyship Stalker gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Red, Skyship Stalker gains first strike until end of turn. And red, Skyship Stalker gains haste until end of turn. So you drop it on turn 5, pay the extra mana, and you've got a 3/3 haster. Not bad. I don't think it's got a big enough power to make a big standard play, but you may see one here or there in a fringe deck this weekend. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. 2 and 2 red, Planeswalker, 4 loyalty. +1, exile top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 2 damage to each opponent. +1, add 2 mana to your mana pool. -3, Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 4 damage to target creature. -7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell. This emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. That is a sweet pull. This box is doing pretty well for us. 4 mythics so far, and we still have plenty of packs to go. How many can we hit? Oh wow, a foil smuggler's copter. Oh wow, that's got to be like $30, maybe 35 right now. That is sweet. All right. What else does this box have? That is just awesome right there. Wow. And what's our regular rare? Oh, a mythic, another mythic. Sky Sovereign Council Ship. Wow, 5 mana, legendary artifact vehicle, 6/5 flying. When the Sky Sovereign Council flagship enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. Crew 3. Wow, this has also been brewed with a lot. This card here could see some standard play. It probably actually will see standard play. Definitely not as much as Smuggler's Copter, but wow, let's take a look at that. You got a foil Smuggler's Copter and a mythic in the same pack. Now that is sweet. Oh, man, we're up to 5 mythics and a foil Smuggler's Copter. Oh, God, a regular Smuggler's Copter, too. Man, this box has been sweet. What else does this box have in store? Spark of Creativity, foil. It's pretty neat. And a Cabal Council of Allocation. 1 white and a black, legendary creature, human artificer. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life for a 2/3 human Artificer. Not bad. Might find its way into the Allura deck. Have to see if it has a place or not. I'm still stoked about this foil Smuggler's Copter. That's pretty sweet. Here, I'm gonna put this right up here so everybody can keep an eye on that. That's pretty sweet. Sorry for the interruption. You know, I'm getting phone calls and everything. So we pulled a foil Minister of Inquiries. It's pretty sweet. And the rare for the pack, Toolcraft Exemplar. It's a pretty good pull. 1 mana, 1/1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control an artifact, Toolcraft Exemplar gets +2/+1 until end of turn. If you control 3 or more artifacts, it also gains first strike until end of turn. People are brewing with that one too. It's in its way up in the red-white vehicles deck. If I could actually pick this pack up here. Madcap Experiment. All right. 3 in a red. Sorcery. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Madcap Experiment deals damage to you equal to the number of cards revealed this way. People are brewing that for Modern, actually. That is a pretty good card. I wouldn't say it's going to do anything in Standard at the moment, but I wouldn't be selling my copies. I'd be holding them because I think eventually somebody's going to break that card. And it's going to be awesome. Key to the City. 2. Artifact. Tap. Discard a card. Up to 1 target creature. Can't be blocked this turn. Whenever Key to the City becomes untapped, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. Once again, people are using this in the standard decks. Another standard playable card. I think it'll probably, after this weekend, probably see a jump to $2, $3 card. But everybody's going to want to play it. Fleetwheel Cruiser. All right, 4 mana for an artifact vehicle. Trample, haste, 5/3. When Fleetwheel Cruiser enters the battlefield, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Crew 2. Pretty good card for that vehicles deck, red-white vehicles deck. We're getting down to the bottom, but man, we've hit some sweet pulls already. If I hit any more, gosh, I don't know. Authority of the Councils. 1 white for an enchantment. Creatures your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your opponent's control, you gain 1 life. Not bad. I don't see that going anywhere in Standard, but it's actually a pretty good commander card. I'll probably find its way into a lot of pillow fort commander decks. Hey, our first fast land. Blooming Marsh. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. Tap for a black and a green. That's pretty sweet, actually. I was asking for some of those fast lands. Maybe they're down here at the bottom of the box. We'll have to see. Another Mythic. Wow, we're up to 6 Mythics. What a box. Rashmi Eternity's Crafter. 2, a green and a blue. Legendary creature elf druid for a 2/3. Whenever you cast your first spell, each turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card with converted mana cost less than that spell's, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast the revealed card, put it into your hand. People are building Rashmi decks already for Commander. That is a sweet pull. I actually want to build a Rashmi deck because, hey, who doesn't want to draw cards or cast spells for free? We still have, after this one, 5 more packs. Eliminate the competition. A 4 and a black sorcery. As an additional cost to cast, eliminate the competition, sacrifice X creatures, destroy X target creatures. I don't see this playing well in Standard. However, there are plenty of sacrifice decks in Commander. There's plenty of sacrifice decks in Modern. So who knows what the next set will bring. It'll bring anything that requires sacrificing or not. But for now, I don't see that playing anywhere but Draft. Even in Draft, that can be difficult. Alright, we got a foil. Sky Swirl Harrier. And the rare, Bristling Hydra. 2 and 2 green for a 4/3 Hydra. When it enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy counters. Pay 3 energy counters, put a +1/+1 counter on Bristling Hydra, gains hexproof until end of turn. Not bad. I don't see it being Standard playable. Doesn't have trample or evasion or anything like that, but awesome Draft card. Alright, last 4 packs, everybody. Another eliminate the competition. So we just went over that one. So we won't bore you with it again. And the Syndicate Trafficker. 1 and a black. Creature, Aetherborn Rogue, 3/1. 1, sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Syndicate Tracker. It gains indestructible until end of turn. A 3 mana, or a 2 mana 3/1 is always good in black aggro. The actually ability to pay 1 and sacrifice an artifact, give it indestructible and a +1/+1 counter, it's just icing on the cake. I think that'll probably see some play somewhere. I don't think it'll be as prevalent as Smuggler's Copter, of course, but it'll probably see play somewhere in some aggro deck. Confiscation Coup. 3 and 2 blue for a sorcery. Choose target artifact or creature. You get 4 energy counters. Then you may pay an amount of energy equal to the permanent's converted mana cost if you do gain control of it. An actual decent card, I think. The problem being that you're paying 5 mana and only getting 4 energy. If you don't have any other energy, it may actually not steal the card that you need to steal. But not a bad card for Draft. That's a pretty good card in Draft, and an even better card if you play an energy jack. You can steal pretty much anything with it. No mind control though. And again, nothing's going to be mind control again. Last chance for a Masterpiece. Nope. Dubious Challenge. 3 and a green. Sorcery. Look at the top 10 cards of your library. Exile up to 2 creature cards from among them, then shuffle your library. Target opponent may choose one of the exiled cards and put it onto the battlefield under his or control. Put the rest onto the battlefield under your control. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to Collected Company. A lot worse. But that's the box, everybody. So let's see here. Some highlights, of course. The foil Smuggler's Copter. And then the actual Smuggler's Copter. Not to mention we've got ourselves plenty of Mythics. We've got the Rashini, Sky Sovereign, Chandra, of course. Pretty. The Aethworks Marvel. Our foil Mythic. Pretty sweet. And then the Gear Hulk. Alright guys, well, if you liked the video, please hit subscribe, comment below, give me a like. Everything helps. And I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. What are you guys pulling? What are you guys looking for? What are you hoping to get? Are you guys going to open more boxes? Give me a shout at the comments below. Talk to you there. Thanks.